down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
Hey, I'm excited. You tuned back into the Savvy What Radio Show, and it's kind of exciting to see people grow and just live their dream, even though it's not necessarily not actually their dream that they thought they were, but the process of going down the road could lead to your dream, which is fascinating. I don't know if you listened to the episode a while back where JJ was educating us on cash return, and we were just hanging out, just having lunch and just chilling, and I was like, dude, I need to bring you back into the studio so we can talk about where you've come from and where are you heading and your growth. And I was just enamored that when he was on the show way back, and I'll put it in the subject line or the description of this podcast on where JJ came from. He only had 13.
Yeah, it was I don't know, 12 or 13, maybe as many as 15 rentals at the time.
And then that wasn't that long ago. How long ago was that?
I don't even think it's been 6 months.
So how'd you double in size in 6 months? Had a cool topic right there. Double in size in 6 months.
Yeah, so we bought just consistently buying. Honestly, man, it's about being deliberate with what you're doing. I had a goal to get to 30
by a certain time,
by the end of 19, and I'm 5 away from there. And I've got. So
is that why you get amped up when you get passed over on deals?
Yeah, it pisses me off because I'm like, that was one more closer to my goal.
I remember those days.
Yeah, well, so I thought it was going to take me 30 to get to the number that I needed to be at, and it really took me to 23. I've actually capped that portfolio out at 23 and started, which is a family portfolio. A
legacy portfolio.
My parents are 50% owners.
Cool.
in that one.
So you can help them with their retirement?
Exactly.
Wow.
Not that they necessarily need it, but
just to help them.
A little extra peace of mind, and it'll eventually do some good for the rest of my family, right?
Wow.
Not to be morbid, but it's assets that are going to help my brother and sister and my niece or maybe future nieces and nephews or whatever down the road.
So let's talk about that. So you tell me you got into the real estate game to build a portfolio for someone else.
Yeah.
That was your motivation.
I did. I took
and keep in mind, folks, this guy was a builder, worked in like a blue collar guy selling garage doors.
Yeah.
Then willy-nilly became a builder with a partner, built a ton of spec homes.
And
then you got out of that deal and you became a real estate investor at random. You just showed up with the big OU shirt on.
Yeah.
At a party.
Yeah.
I was like, who's this guy?
So we started in June of 17. I bought my first rental in June of 17. It's now June of 2019. And like I said, we're at 25 now. So we've added basically a house a month in the last 2 years. My goal was to get us to $5,000 a month cash flow. We're going to split that down the middle. Me and my parents, which is not it's not like, hey, we're all going to the beach, or anything, but it's like it pays the house payment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're surviving.
Right.
Plus you can borrow against it.
Yeah. The biggest deal is we've built quite a bit of equity in those properties. And it throws off more than the $5,000 a month on the 23 properties.
Cool.
And I bought a house and remodeled it. My sister lives in one of the houses. So it's been really instrumental in, being able to do something for me and Kathy, but also do something that benefits kind of my entire family. My brother kind of got left out on the front end, but I've got plans to kind of help him get somewhere too. So
it's admirable, man. I appreciate your authenticity of just the most reasons. I want to buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah,
I want to be rich.
Don't get me wrong. I would love
a Lamborghini.
I'd probably go Ferrari, but
Well, here's the magic question.
Yeah.
How'd you double 6 months? How'd you find these deals?
So truthfully,
every day,
I look at stuff every day. Absolutely.
Everywhere, anywhere?
Anywhere. Wholesalers, MLS, my deal flow, Anywhere I can
friends,
whatever. It doesn't matter. So here's how it kind of went down. I've bought some deals we've kept. I've bought some deals. Bought some deals that we've kept out of my deal flow. So I've foregone instant profits for future profits. I've bought from some wholesalers, and then one of the biggest deals. I've had a couple referrals from other people that I've bought houses from in the past that sent people to me. And we've bought a couple since the last recording off of that. And then I have another lady that I bought a house from her in 2018. And I knew she had other properties, and I kind of always kept touch with her. I liked her. It was just, we built a good a relationship, a friendship, if you will. And she's getting up there in years, and she was having troubles with her rentals, and it's kind of weird how things work. This is a longer story, but cool. I'm going to tell it anyway.
No, I like it.
So I have a house that we were remodeling for a rental in Mustang, and to get to that house, I have to drive by this lady's house. And I drove by, and she had been on my mind, and I thought, man, I need to call her and just check in on her, see how things are going. And I didn't call her. I got a couple other phone calls, got busy and forgot, whatever. But I was at the other house, and I came back out, and I got my phone out, and I had missed a call from her, and she left me a voicemail.
Oh, so you wanted to call her, but you didn't call her, but she called you.
Exactly.
It's like weird.
Yeah.
It's a coincidence.
Yeah.
The spirit,
the law of attraction, right, or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah. So she had called me. I called her back, and I was just like, "Hey, how you doing? You've been on my mind lately. Just want to check in on you and make sure you're doing okay." Blah blah blah. And she's like, "Man, I got this property. One of my properties is just driving me crazy. I want you to come look at it and see if you want to buy it." So I went over and looked at it, and I was like,
sure,
okay, I think I can. What do you want for it? And let's go there. And the more we talked, and I was like, she's constantly having problems with all of them, truthfully. And I said, well, what if I just buy them all? Why don't I just buy them all from you? And she's got a bunch of equity in them. She still owed a little bit of money, but not much. And I said, we can do it a few different ways. I can take out your debt, and then you can loan me the money. That way you continue to get passive income from them, but you don't have to deal with any of the headache. Or I can just buy them outright. And so I laid out about 3 different options for her. It took me like 2 weeks. I got them all appraised.
You paid for them?
I paid for appraisals on all
drive-bys.
Yeah. Got them all appraised because they were in weird parts of town. I wasn't 100% sure what they were worth. It was kind of tricky.
I'm impressed with you.
I just paid for it. I was like, I'll spend the couple.
How many units was it?
6.
6. Okay.
Yeah. So got them all appraised, put offers together, went out, presented the 3 offers, left her an offer sheet with literally everything spelled out. There was no,
Offer 1, offer 2.
Right. And I offered her way less as a cash purchase than I did if she was going to finance them, right? Because
that's what you've been taught.
Well, it just makes sense. Anyway, so she takes some time, calls me with questions. I answer her questions. She runs it by her kid, blah, blah, blah. And finally, she just calls me and she said, "I'm tired of thinking about this. Just buy them. Just buy them out.
Cash.
It's
Boom.
a $200,000 equity play
that you just made overnight.
Instant.
I
equity.
love that.
And I backed into my offer based on $200 per unit. That's how I came up with my number.
I love it.
So I picked up $200,000 worth of equity, $1,200 a month worth
no
of cash
money
flow.
down.
No, I'm putting money in my pocket.
No money down deal.
Yeah, I'm literally putting money in my. I'm putting $60,000 in my pocket.
Congrats
on this deal.
What a great story.
Yeah. So
faithfulness.
Yeah, it's about
consistency, fighting the fight,
and following up with people, and constantly looking at deals, and constantly making strides to move forward.
Being active.
Yeah, it is. You can't sit on the sidelines and look at a deal every 6 months and go, I'm not finding anything. Yeah, there's a lot of bum stuff out there, but it really is. So Yeah, it's just about about keeping it top of mind.
I'm excited for you, man. You know, people hear those type of deals from myself. I can't remember. But I've gotten some not with free deals. And a guy I spent a lot of time with.
Yeah.
He was an 80-year-old investor and called me. He's like, hey, I got these 2 houses for $50,000.
Right.
And I was like, for both?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. I was like,
done.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, one of them's worth over 100.
It's like you got to bite your tongue not to just say yes immediately, right?
Yeah, I mean, and it's just relational.
Yeah.
You know, just doing, I think
this business is relational though, and I think that's what a lot of people, we talked on the one about cash on cash about meetups and this, that, and the other, but it's like, that's I've done a lot of deals with people that
I've built. Several.
that we've built relationships with, just over time and got to know people, and I trust them, and it,
what's so funny is every time when you used to be office mates, I want to buy them all.
Yeah.
You would say that to me all the time.
True.
And the first couple of times
I didn't really want to keep them all. I wanted to buy them all. That was.
And then what? Wholesale them?
Yeah, I have guys that are looking for portfolios, so I could carve out what I wanted to keep and sell the rest of them.
That leads into my next scenario. You flipped houses before, you wholesale. This timetable that you're in so rapidly. What'd you do? Did you like flipping? Did you like wholesaling during that process? And where'd that go in that process of reaching those 23 units?
Yeah, I mean, so it's a struggle, right? Because everything that I've kept, I could have wholesaled it all and made tons of money on it. But it's about being, again, mindful and conscious of what you're trying to achieve. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've still got a long way to go. Obviously, $2,500 a month is not anywhere close to cutting what, being able to cut out the rest of the stuff that we have to do to pay the bills kind of thing. But, I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not about getting somewhere where I can quit. For me, it's about getting somewhere where, number one, Kathy has the option if she should choose to, because we're fixing to have a baby. Mm-hmm. She has the option if she should choose to walk away from her corporate job and it not matter at all. That's the number one goal for me is that I want her to have the choice to,
if she wants to,
do whatever she wants.
Have you run? Obviously, you're a mathematician.
Yeah,
and so you've run the calculation.
Yeah.
So I know it's probably at least 10,000, but is there a unit that you can figure out? Because you buy mainly B. You try to buy B class property.
Yeah.
And I'm in the CD.
Lower A's. Yeah.
So is there a certain number? I mean, obviously it's 10,000. I mean, I'm assuming it's a $10,000. That's the magic number for everybody.
So it's going to take me about 85 units total, because I have to give 50% of that first 23 away or whatever. And that's not a stopping point. That's like, we're okay there, but
Yeah.
So
you prove to yourself that you can do it.
Yeah. And if you consistently and deliberately grow, you can do it. And if that's your focus, then part of my problem is I'm doing so many different things that that isn't my primary. That's not all I'm focused on.
Yeah, that was my question I was going to ask. I know for a while there you were doing a lot of flips.
Yeah,
and you were doing, which we'd have conversations of like, man, you're just throwing away cash. You're building, I mean, you're making cash, but I mean, that's an asset. Where is that in your your radar now?
And truthfully, part of the reason that I do flips is because I enjoy them. I like it.
Yeah.
The thing is it's a source of generating a good chunk of cash usually. But it's enjoyable for me, and I have to enjoy something that I'm doing. I don't necessarily love wholesaling. I don't necessarily love rentals. I know rentals are a good way to build wealth and a good way to build, cash coming in the door. But I mean, I that's why I buy Class B and Class A properties, is because I don't want tenant problems. My ideal tenant landlord situation looks like this: they go look at the property, right? They send me their license. I send them a code. They go look at the property. They fill the app out on the website. They pay their deposit on the website. They pay their first month's rent on the website. We move in. I just tell them take the key out of the lockbox on the door, and I swing by and pick the lockbox up and never meet them.
And you've never met them?
Yeah, that's my ideal situation. And I don't want to hear from them again or talk to them again until it's time to renew the lease.
And then you send them the lease, like electronic sign?
Yeah, they e-sign all my leases.
Nice.
I mean, I literally have tenants I did not meet in person until after they were already.
Here's the cool thing about this. This is how you're going to scale. This is how you're going to reach 85.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I was around 35, 50 units, I'm like, Steven, this is like me talking to myself. How in the world are you going to get 300 units? I can barely start. I started losing people's names.
Yeah.
Started remembering who they were, what
Yeah.
they look like. And I'm like, it's impossible for me to sign 300 leases
Yeah.
and meet 300 people.
Yeah.
And run, I have to trust people. I have to scale.
And that's the other deal too, is as soon as I can, and I know the other deal is I know it's going to take me more than 65 or whatever the number is, 85.
It never is the right number. Just curious.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know it's going to take me more than that because as soon as I can, and as soon as I can justify it, truthfully, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, I'm hiring an admin to take some of that crap off of my plate.
Yeah, try a VA.
Yeah, I'm a face-to-face person when it comes to people.
Well, you
that
just
are
have
working
phone
with me.
problems, like answering the phone.
Well, I mean, when you're busy, yeah, it's hard to get to that sometimes.
Here's a great company called Ruby.com.
Ruby.
RubyCall.com.
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. The VA company.
Well, they used to not be VA, but I used them years ago, and they're still around. They're like the award winner. Like they jump over hula hoops. Like when you forward the phone there, they answer it.
And I get what you're saying. For me, it's not as simple as just I need somebody to answer the phone though. Like it's like I need you to go Home Depot and pick this up. I need you to go put a sign out at this house. I need you.
Yeah, I beat up investors all day. Like anytime anyone steps into Home Depot, even though I went there today to buy some air filters, I haven't been there in months. Yeah, and like it's $10 an hour work.
Okay, so here's my biggest deal. I just talked to a guy that is doing literally 30 houses at a time. This guy's going nuts. And he was still making Home Depot runs. And I said, buddy.
How's that possible?
Buddy, what are you doing? Where's your time best spent? And so text confirm with Home Depot is the best invention ever, right? You can literally, And
you know this as a builder.
Yeah. With a builder, it's even better, right? Because you're ordering such quantities of stuff, everything's delivered out to the job site. You're not picking anything up, right? Which I have all my guys on text to confirm and stuff, but inevitably it's always like some piddly something or other that I need or they need or whatever. But
an assistant.
Yeah, just an assistant, I think, to take some of that
Let me help you with
off.
this. Hey, if you want to learn from a superstar real estate investor, and if you read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, you need to work for free to learn the skill.
Even better, I'll pay.
No, don't pay. Pay me, mother. Listen, I hung out with my first mentor. I'm still mentor with him 20 years later. I rode in his truck and drove around. I would do anything for that guy if he asked me. Even today, 20 years later, I'm not where I'm at today if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
JJ Grits is for you. Now, listen, don't be some punk mentor-e that just wants to pump the dude up for free advice. Like, seriously, if you're in Oklahoma City, look up JJ Grits. He's not hard to find. He's on Facebook, Icon Properties.
Icon OKC on Instagram.
Icon
JJ
OKC.
Grits is my personal.
Yeah.
I'm out there.
Yeah, you can find him and really spend some time with them and ride with them. I mean, it would be good. Like I have that person right now.
Yeah.
That I like this individual. He wanted some coaching.
Yeah.
And economically, he's not in a position to afford some kind of a formal commitment.
Right, but he's bringing value to the table anyway.
Even to the degree, hey man, can you go pick up some Chinese food for me?
Yeah.
I want the chicken and broccoli without the chicken.
Yeah.
Can you bring that for me, homie?
Yeah.
And never says I can't afford. I mean, it's just like, and it's a vice versa. It's like, hey, he needs something, or he doesn't understand. Like he asked me this very complicated question about a contract for deed versus this and this. And it was basically he was Googled it up, but buying options, buying real estate options, and I was walking him through the process. I mean, that was next level real estate 202 question that he asked me. I was very impressed. But he researches all this stuff on his own, and then he brings it to me,
which is better, right? Don't just come with an open-ended question.
How do you find deals?
Right. This is my specific problem. This is what I've found. What are your thoughts on
This is what I Googled up, and
Right.
I can't find a damn thing
Right.
on. No one knows anything about subject 2. I know that you've done subject 2s before, VanCauwenbergh.
Right.
How'd you do it? And then I'd
Right.
be like, well, I'm not an expert. I've done about 4 of them.
Right.
They're not that easy.
Right.
But here's my docs.
Right.
Let me walk you through them.
Yeah. And if you have deeper questions than that, more than likely you know someone that is an expert.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
It's called an attorney.
Yeah.
like take their errors and omissions license.
Yeah.
Insurance to the max.
Right.
Because if I'm advising you and you go wrong.
Disclaimer.
So for real, like this guy's at a level, he's doubled his business in 6 months. I've known him been watching him for 2 years. I remember the day you walked into the real estate club meeting with your white shirt with the OU logo on it. I've just enjoyed our friendship, and, he's at that level where, if you're new to the game, and you should spend some time and just grow, and it's good. I love it when people call me, hey, I just want to ride with you for the day.
Yeah.
Just makes sense.
Yeah. And the kind of the last point that I would say is like, if you're new to the game, don't be afraid to talk to people. Like, don't let that hold you back, that you feel like you don't know enough or whatever. I went through that for so long. As a matter of fact, you asked me to be on this podcast, and I was like, nah, I'm not ready, man. I'm not ready. I don't feel comfortable with it. I didn't feel like I had enough to offer. And so I mentally have been in the position that a lot of new people are in. They're like, they just don't feel like
for 2 years. Yeah. I see your train of thinking on that.
Yeah. 3 years full time now. But like, I would say this, don't ask like, don't ask basic questions, but like, don't be afraid to ask questions. You know what I mean? Don't just come and be like, where can I find a deal? Come on now. But like at the same time, like, don't be afraid to talk to new people, because this business is relational, and most of your deals are going to come from the people that you know in the industry, and you're going to grow so much faster if you network with people.
So a couple of things we're going to end with, but number one, there's the landlordlunch.com. Yep. There's his meetup on the second Tuesday.
Yeah,
every month at VZD's.
Happy hour.
Is it
Tuesday.
Under Bigger Pockets?
I posted on Bigger Pockets.
Okay.
I posted on Facebook, and it's on meetup.com as
There's
well.
Millionaire Possibilities.
Yeah.
That's the first Thursday of the month.
Correct.
And then the second Thursday is OKC RIA.
Correct.
And there's random commercial ones, and there's random. I know I do some random meetups, like
there's coffee with
entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
Ron and Angelino.
get on meetup.com. There's tons and tons of great events in Oklahoma City. I will say this, Oklahoma City is a very inclusive community with real estate investors. There's other cities where things just aren't as organized, and you don't have as many opportunities to get together with people that are really doing the deals and not just trying to sell you something. And so there's plenty of opportunity to get out there and get networking with people and figure this stuff out.
All right, so let's leave with this. I wrote down on my notes here the future. I mean, you've crushed it so fast. You've reached your goal faster than you wanted to, right? For your family.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you have a new baby on the way.
Yeah.
What does it look like now for you as a full-time investor now? I mean, is it still climbing at this level of
I want to
speed
grow
or ambition?
Even faster.
So you want to ramp it up?
Yeah.
Good luck with the new child.
Thank you. I know. I'm gonna be buying deals and changing diapers. No, but I mean,
that's a new meetup.
I think, for me, it's just about continuing to be focused, and now my priorities have shifted a little bit because it's about building a future for him, and being able to provide some things for him that I maybe didn't get when I was a kid.
Ooh.
And just the biggest reason, and that's why I want Kathy to have the option to leave the corporate world, is I want to spend as much time, being that for both of us, being that Hollywood type parent that's at every, not Hollywood type, but whatever, Leave It to Beaver type parent that's at every event, that's at, I just want to be there for the kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why for him to experience things that I didn't get to experience as a kid and be a child of the world.
I'm excited for you, man. Okay, can we talk about the gift that you got for your child?
Oh yeah.
All right, this is gnarly. So JJ, I called JJ up a couple months ago, and I was in a panic. I was like, JJ, I can't get my mind around this. I got several deals that I need to sell, rehab, throw away, and my mind was spinning. Yeah. And this is what's so good about having a great relationship with someone, that you can be authentic. He's like, come on over. I went to his beautifully remodeled home, and it was gorgeous. And I sat at this awesome table, and I was just like, look, these are these 3 deals. I have this much cash in them. This is how I feel. I know I need to be turning the corner and recycling my portfolio. I'm moving in a different direction. And it was just a wonderful time that I had with JJ. So we're hanging out, and he tells me that he has his baby on the way. I'm like, oh, good for you, buddy. And he tells me this awesome story about a gift that you bought for your son already. And tell me about it.
Yeah. So I am a little bit of a watch guy. I'm not in a position to probably be a watch guy, but sometimes you got to be out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Fake it till you make it.
Something like that. I think if you put yourself in uncomfortable positions, you typically find a way to make it happen. So, so when we found out that we were having a baby, I didn't know whether it was a boy or a girl. It didn't really matter to me. I've wanted a Rolex for a long time. And I thought, what better opportunity to convince my wife that it's okay for me to go spend a lot of money on something that I wear on my wrist, even though she has plenty of pieces of expensive jewelry that she wears.
Kendra Scott?
No.
One level up.
Yeah, I'm talking expensive.
Okay.
But
you could use that as leverage.
Right.
Never mind. That's another broadcast.
Yeah. I had a deal that she wasn't
Sorry,
getting any more diamonds until I got a nice watch, and I broke that promise. But anyway, so when we found out, literally like the first thing I did, I went to BC Clark here in Oklahoma City because they're a Rolex dealer, and these are really hard to get right now. Literally, if you went and tried to get one right now, they'd probably tell you it's 2-year waiting list. And got on their wait list to get the watch I've always wanted.
What is it?
It is a Rolex Submariner. It's not like top of the line. It's not a Daytona or something crazy presidential. It's just a sub, which is, a sub date. Date. Sorry. And so they're going to, so they took some money.
Deposit.
They're going to take some more money. I'm going to pay for it. And then whenever he is born now, we know it's a boy. When Jackson's here, I'm going to call them. They're going to register it to be sold. The papers and everything will be registered on his birthday.
Cool. That's my favorite part.
Yeah. And I'll have it engraved with his name on the back and his birthday on the back. And then at some point in the future, if he's not a complete asshole, I'll give it to him.
So you're going to rock this watch.
I'm going to rock it.
Every time you look at the time,
you're
thinking of Jackson.
Yeah.
And then we're at this boyhood, manhood transition.
For me, it's
will you tell him the story?
Yeah,
prior? Well, it's on the podcast now. It's worldwide, baby.
Well,
world.
So for me, it's like it's a reminder to me, it's like it's going to be a reminder when I put that watch on. I'm going to think about him, and I'm going to think about how excited I was when I found out we were having a kid, and it's just going to be a lot of memories tied to that. And I think hopefully for him, if he's into watches, it's going to be a cool thing for him to have in the future that this was my dad's watch. He wore this for 20 or 25 years or whatever, and now it's mine. And
plus, it has value.
Yeah. And that's the other
value.
thing. Yeah. Well, it should hold its value. But, and so I just think, it's not something that I probably should do. There's a lot of things that I could go spend $9,000-$10,000 on, but
I just love the creativity behind it.
Yeah.
I think it's admirable. I'm not a big watch guy.
Yeah.
Over time I have developed and respected fine things, luxury items.
Yeah.
But I just really was enamored by that story.
Yeah.
I was like, I went as soon as I got in the truck.
Yeah.
When I left your house, I
Yeah.
called my buddy that loves Rolexes.
Yeah.
Actually, I told 2 friends that they're Rolex owners.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, listen to this. You could hold, when the child's born, it's going to be the watch is going to be birthed that day in remembrance of that child. I thought that's just a really cool story. So anyway, very creative. I love to give really good gifts like that. And I think,
I love being your friend if you're giving $10,000 watches.
It's not going to happen. I gave you a gift of six condos.
Yeah, that was a super gift. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Are they rented out now?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't be mad. You can cash flow.
Yeah,
See?
you gave me $100,000. It's way better than a $10,000 watch.
There you go. Cash flow and equity and all the finer things in life. Anyway, if you got an idea that's a creative way to memorize, to be memorable in your life or your new child, let us know. Email the savvypodcast.com. Go to the website. You can click on the message. If you want to hang out with JJ, and I definitely recommend you do this. If you're just now getting started, call this dude up and go to Home Depot for him. He'll give you the credit card or text the order and you go pick it up.
That's right.
You can find him on Iconic OKC.
Icon OKC.
Icon. IKON.
ICON OKC.
Oh, I see. Okay.
On
My
Instagram.
Bad. See this? I should have wrote that down.
Yeah, that's okay.
Anyway, have a great day. And what do? Go buy assets.
That's right. Thanks, bud.
What is the Savvy Boot Camp? Are you struggling to get to the next level as a business owner? As an investor? Do you want to multiply your income? Sign up for the Savvy Bootcamp, a strategic and supercharged one-night and one-day event designed to shortcut your learning process and propel you forward. Just value, no upsells, and an intimate setting to build relationships with like-minded investors. We will be covering how personality profiling can make you a millionaire, outsourcing and the nitty-gritty of maximizing your property management, scaling your business through systems and automation, technology hacks you should be using every day, and how to raise private money. Go to www.savvybootcamp.com now to register or to find out more.
Thanks for listening to the Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.